Cock of the walk, Jalen Hurts. Got to be the happiest man alive today as it got announced the tush push is not getting banned. So he, cock of his fantasy owners, big win for them as well. Just huge for his touchdown totals. I mean, he has to be very, very happy. Saquon's probably sad somewhere. Not actually, because he just won a Super Bowl.
Saquon fantasy owners, yeah. That was, for me...
Fantasy owners are very sad, for sure.
I had Saquon in the league that I won. So that was, like Saquon was number one running back in fantasy last season. But it was frustrating. Because, he could have been so... I went 8-6 in the regular season, and there were multiple weeks where I could have won if Saquon just scored another touchdown. But Jalen Hurts is still a top 3 fantasy quarterback, going to this next season.
The trolling the Eagles have been doing has been pretty elite. Have you seen some of it?
I saw they posted a 26-minute compilation of tush pushes on their YouTube channel after it got announced it wasn't banned.
Yep, they did that. I saw someone say that the vote was 22-10, which was so the Packers initiated the rule change.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then someone was like, "Oh, the vote was 22-10. You know what else was 22-10?" And it was the Eagles Packers. Was it a playoff game?
Yeah, last season's playoff game.
So last season's playoff game was 22-10.
Ian Rappaport said that.
Yep. That was pretty funny. So the Eagles. Yeah. I saw someone. Okay, maybe it wasn't Eagles, but the Eagles have been celebrating. All Eagles fans, understandably.
I mean, they should be. They're on top of the world right now, and then that news comes out, and it just adds fuel to the fire. But yeah.
Do y'all have opinions on the tush push, real quick? Because I do. I'm just curious.
I mean, I'm fine with it. It annoys me when I'm, as a Washington Commanders fan, the Eagles get the ball to the 1-yard line and I know it's coming.
Yeah.
But I'm not it. I don't see any big reason for it to be banned or anything.
I'm fine with it, and since we added Kellen Moore as the head coach, and we drafted a damn offensive lineman with our first pick, I'm curious if we'll run it if Tyler Shuck is the starter this season.
But I heard he wasn't. He's QB2.
Spencer Rattler is not big enough to run it.
Do you think you bring Taysom Hill in for those plays and just let him do it?
When he's healthy. I mean, he tore his ACL last season.
Oh, okay.
So he's not guaranteed to play until midway through the season. Yeah. But I would actually kind of be surprised now that it's going to be legal this season if the Saints don't use it at some point throughout this season. And I hope we do. Because if we've drafted so many damn offensive linemen, we should be productive with it.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. What I do have a problem with is I haven't read the NFL rule book, but I believe that there are rules in place about how the defense can line up that don't apply to the offense. So it basically lets the offense line up like a rugby scrum, whereas the defense can't line up in that same formation and match it. So that kind of bothers me because it's
another part of it is the defense can't push.
Right, exactly.
You can't push your defensive tackle in the back.
Exactly.
But the offense can.
That I don't have a problem with the tush push being allowed. Tush push is fine. But if you're going to allow it, you have to allow the defense to do the exact same thing back to stop it. That's what doesn't make sense to me.
That's fair.
The whole injury thing, I know that there's not enough evidence of that, so that's not a good argument. My only argument is let you can't. It'd be like telling defensive backs that they're not allowed to touch the ball, making rules that prevent defensive backs from playing defense on pass plays. Play defense with your eyes closed or something. You can't handicap the defense like that, in my opinion.
They have to stay in their backpedal the whole time.
Exactly. You're only allowed to backpedal.
The studies actually showed that, and most of it was basically done on concussions, that a tush push is actually the safest possible play in terms of concussions you could ever run.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to kind of think about. I think for the injury perspective, the only really one I can really think of is Chris Jones in the Super Bowl hurt his neck in the first quarter when they ran it for the touchdown, and he was hurt pretty much the rest of the game. I don't think he ever got reported for an actual injury or anything, but yeah. It's I think a big part of it is like, for one, they were 2 votes away from it being banned.
True.
So there's a good chance this is just banned next year. But like for the Eagles to really, and Eagles and essentially the Bills to be the only teams that were productive with this play, it doesn't make, I don't think it's fair coming from, like I agree with the Eagles fan perspective. I don't think it's fair to take that away because I think it's such a dangerous weapon. And I don't even think they've used it to the level that they could. Like they could like, I mean, let's say they complete a deep downfield pass and it's 1st and goal from the 7. You're going to tell me that they couldn't get 7 yards in 4 tries running it 4 times in a row? They could. They only need 2 yards of play. And some of these plays they're gaining 3 or 4. So like I don't even think we've seen the worst possible use of it. And I'm interested to see like if this season like the Eagles think, okay, this is the last year we got. Let's just use the hell out of it.
They may, yeah. That makes sense. Because like before they didn't want to abuse it because they didn't want to get it banned. They had to keep it like in this middle ground. But now it doesn't matter anyway.
My question is, do you think they could get away with doing it every play? I mean, could they have 4 times? You only have to average 2.5 yards a play.
Yeah.
They could do it all the way down the field. It's just
that would be insane.
We'd be seeing like 2-3 possession halves.
I personally would not watch an Eagles game.
It goes right in line with like, and because of like they can run the wrinkles of it too, where you pitch it or you throw a pass out of it. But like no, it just goes in line with, for me, it goes in line with my philosophy of run the damn ball.
Yeah.
So I don't have necessarily a big issue with it.
Yeah. I don't either. I just want the defense to be able to stop it. So I would love to see next year if another owner would propose that instead. Because I agree that like banning it is not necessarily fair, but would love to see somebody come up with a different angle on it next year.
Sure.
Jack, you want to keep moving?
Jalen Hurts, cock of the walk. Congrats, Brody.